The Delta state government has reiterated its resolve to strictly enforce its ban on commercial motorcycles and scrap metal scavenging, popularly known as iron condemn, in restricted areas across the state. The secretary to the state government, Dr. Kingsley Emu, disclosed this in an interview with journalists shortly after a meeting with stakeholders in the state. He said the meeting was to emphasize the ban on OKADA in some designated areas to residents of the state, adding that the government had designated the streets commercial motorcycles should not ply. He emphasized that the ban was not a witch hunt on any ethnic group in the country, stressing that Nigerians must subject themselves to the rules and regulations of where they live.
We're announcing again to Deltans that OKADA has been banned in some designated areas. Capital Territory Development Area and Oshimili South, Oshimili North, significantly most of the areas, they remain banned. And we have listed all the streets where they should not apply. They have become a source of concern to our people, not only in the Capital Territory, across the entire length and breadth of the state. So they are banned with immediate effect. ESCO has cleared that position, and the first press conference was held on the 23rd. We have given them up to 31st to comply. The essence of this meeting today, which comprised of all the security agencies, Lieutenant Colonel from the military, ACP Ops, NSCDC, and the DSS were largely in attendance. What we're trying to do here today is operations, implementation, enforcement. We have the our Seriki here, who was born and brought up here. He has been a very civil Deltan and a Nigerian. But we're having too many challenges from that area, and they also owned up that they're having too many challenges from that area. They have described 3 types of northerners who apply and operate in Delta states. Those who lived here and who have always lived with us here and have their children and their businesses unknown to us. Those who have been dislodged from Bayelsa, Anambra, and a lot of crises in the north who have come here. And the third part is the very violent people from Nigeria who are not even documented. And then they go ahead and do some terrible things that are ascribed to our brothers. Every Nigerian is allowed to live anywhere so long as you are a good behavior. You must subject yourself to the rules and regulations of that area. So this exercise today that took us over 3 hours is a proper briefing and a handing over of the Gazette to critical stakeholders to be abreast and educate the people. We are in attendance the head of the dean of HPMs and the 2 HPMs from Oshimili North and Oshimili South. And then we'll have the Israel, the former local government council chairman, who are here, who are incidentally candidates for the next election, because we want this to be excellently robust. We also announced that this section, and some form of registration process for the scavengers, iron condemned people that have also remained banned. The activities are banned until we regularize the procedures for registration. We have also set up a subcommittee today headed by Attorney General's office that will put together a registration document that will act as a template for the entire state. That is, and until then, no iota of activity for iron condemn. So we shall, by next week when we receive the document, make some further proclamations on how we need to proceed. Now, if you have ever been assaulted by an OKADA man, you will understand why they shouldn't exist the way they conduct themselves. They have no iota of respect for rules and regulations. Our people who commute on OKADA are beaten blue-black. You cannot engage on pricing with them. Their prices hold. Go out and find out from them. On all the occasions where security agencies try to enforce ban of OKADA in designated areas and a task force set up by Security Council, they have met with several resistance by these people. We are not going to tolerate that. So the starting point is to ban, and the next step, so that we can save lives and properties, and the next step is to ameliorate. I'm aware that the Capital Territory DG is working around some keke and buses, but for now we want some peace. Let us start from. It's better to start with peace and then make some provisions. The governor is not unmindful of these challenges and is addressing that. So at the appropriate time, he will get back to us. It's also not very true that all our routes, most of our routes are not true. All of those routes also take keke, and that's a statement of fact. If you want to say there are insufficient keke, it creates an opportunity for another business venture. So people should look at it, should capitalize or latch on the opportunity that it presents to do the right businesses. We are in a mess with all of these migrant artisans and illegal keke riders who have become so obstinate that even the association are having a difficult time managing them. We want to institutionalize the process of enforcement. That's what we're here.
India remarks the Seriki Husawa in Asaba, Alhaji Gero, the Special Assistant to the State Governor, Alhaji Mukhtar Usman, and the Chairman of the Delta State Muslims Pilgrims Welfare Board, Alhaji Awala Tuka, pledged support to the policies and programs of the state government.
As I was born and brought up, not only my father was born and brought up, I will not support the party of what our people are doing. See, what the decision of the state government was, we support them. Because the keke rider are causing problem for the state. And the issue of this iron condemn, they are causing problems still everywhere. And we are not supporting them. We support the government to ban the OKADAs and also the iron condemn. Almost 1/3 are leaving. The strong head will support the government to deal with them. We will not support them. The SST said that we have 3 parts of Iron community in Delta State. We have the indigenous, who, for example, who are born and brought up here. We have the people who came from different states. And we have the people from other countries. And see, we have challenges. Even the community have challenges because the population of the Iron community is large. To control them, we cannot.
So whatever the Delta State government has to do, we must have to do it. At least the two have to say thank you.
People that were born and brought up here, their fathers are born and brought up here, those ones doesn't constitute problems in the state. And 2, we have others coming from across the north, 19 states of the northern Nigeria. They are coming here for all different menial work. And they are coming in large numbers because of insecurity in the north. They are coming here without any documentation. So those people, their population is more than us. Because when I see somebody, an outside man come here, now I know he's from the north. He was not born and brought up there. Because if he was born and brought up there, I would have known him. So these are number 2. Number 3, another northerner is a northerner from the Niger Republic. They are very, very many in Delta and Anambra states. That is where they are very, very many in 17 southern Nigeria, because they have funds to come here. And most of this drug they are selling from this yes. Before that, Abu Junction, you will see some inside gutter. And one thing, you should call NDLA. They are aware of wherever they are selling drugs in the states. They are aware. If, even the last place you demolish, that is the headquarters of drug within Oshiri, North and South. In this GRA itself, you will see you employ one guard from the northern extraction, but you see like 10 people sleeping with you. How do you know them? How do you control them? You that is the landlord. Another one, on this OKADA ban, you know some of our people doesn't hear what they will say, because our ear is on the ground. We are hearing some say they are not leaving, they are not going. We have this, because some are going, but many, again, they are saying, more especially those on this axis and the other axis of OKADA, they say they are not moving. So, a drastic action really needed on them.